Today we're going to be talking about fast fashion. Let's get started, shall we? So the conversation of fast fashion is definitely a long and really exhausting conversation to have on the internet. Fast fashion, what is it? I feel like we should start with a little definition, which I did find on Oxford Languages. Inexpensive clothing produced rapidly by mass market retailers in response to the latest trends. What fast fashion does is it essentially, most fashion cycles are broken up into different cycles where they, bring in new clothing into the market. So the sort of way that you can determine whether a brand is fast fashion is trend replication. Are they copying things that you see commonly? Rapid production, like this trend just came out and this brand is already producing it. That's a huge red flag. Low quality, things are usually cheaply made or really inexpensive materials and are kind of hastily made. So sometimes seams will be uneven or not sewn correctly or even just falling apart. And then competitive pricing. So this is the biggest hook, line, and sinker within fast fashion. The prices are incredibly affordable. They're really, really low. The thing with fast fashion is it really reels you in with that. When I was in college, I participated in an event that was held by the Environmental Sustainability Club there at my college. And I spoke on behalf of fast fashion and even told people some alternatives to fast fashion, reasons why you shouldn't buy into fast fashion. With fast fashion, there's its opposite, slow fashion. Fashion that is deliberately designed, slowly created, the workers are paid well, and the price might be not very affordable or borderline expensive, but you're paying for a quality product from people who are actually creating products that they feel the market needs. Or just creatives creating amazing products and garments and styles and innovating on trends. It's really, really fun. I implore you to look for some slower fashion brands. So what sparked this conversation idea for me was the Shein factory tour that they invited influencers on. I don't personally enjoy Shein. I think that they are part of the biggest problems in our industry and they contribute to a lot of bad. And I think this was entirely a PR stunt. If you want to know more about it, I implore you to look up on it. But the highlights are essentially is they did this factory tour where they invited influencers, showed them around, showed them the good conditions. They posted these on social media and the influencers were instantly bashed and a lot of them took down their initial videos and apologized. And one in particular that stands out, they mentioned that they were an investigative journalist and turns out not much investigating actually happened when they were there. They were essentially fed this fabricated lie, allegedly, for legal reasons. It just made them look bad. I personally think to the people out there in this fashion community in YouTube that are posting Shein hauls or shopping at Shein and all that, you're contributing to a lot of bad. A lot of that clothing just goes into landfills. And for the people that's all you can afford, I don't know if that's entirely true because shipping is still a thing and most of the stuff that you find there you can find for those prices at like a Walmart, at a thrift store, and it's readily accessible. Most communities have one or two thrift stores, so if you're looking for clothing like this that is trendy or stylish, I think there's versions of it in every thrift store these days. I have friends that thrift and resell and upcycled clothing. They definitely have taught me all these amazing things and why fast fashion really isn't a great option. This shirt, for example, was thrifted. I purchased it secondhand and it actually does come from a fast fashion brand. This top is from Fashion Nova. I would never buy something from Fashion Nova. Someone else did. They sold it to a thrift store I went to and I bought it from them. I'm preventing it from being in a landfill and I actually like it and I think it's cute and it's perfect for summer. That's something you need to think about. When you're buying a garment, especially with fast fashion, they cater towards trends. They cater towards fads. A fad is something that is in and out in the blink of an eye. So when you recognize a fad, you really have to look at yourself and think, okay, is this really going to be a trend? Is this something that's going to have longevity in the fashion space? Or is it going to come and go like seasons? And so you need to recognize that if you see something and you're not in love with it and you don't think you can wear it over and over and over for years to come, you should not be purchasing it. This top I grabbed because I actually do think I'll wear this a lot. I'll wear this throughout the summer, and I'll even wear it in other seasons underneath jackets and blazers and coats. I actually think that this will be a piece that I wear for years to come. So that's something you have to think about when you're buying this type of clothing. You should want to buy clothing that's going to last, pieces that you want in your wardrobe, so you can build a nice wardrobe. I don't think fast fashion helps with that. It helps with the trends, and it gives you those trends easily and accessible. Because there's not a lot of quality checking being put into that, it can get really, really dodgy. Back on this factory tour, there was a lot of people that were attempting to debunk it, and I think they were very successful in it, talking about how this looks like a staged factory, something about how the pattern cutter was cutting like one pattern piece at a time, which I'm pretty sure if you've seen factories where they produce a lot of garments, it's usually layers and layers of clothing that have the patterns on top of them drawn out or printed out, and they have these giant pattern knives that are cutting through layers and layers of this fabric to create the one piece. So they can just have a full stack of garments that they can essentially go and start sewing. That's sort of how it is actually done at a factory level. So seeing it in this video done like this definitely is a red flag. It's also part of the thing, part of the reason why I only know maybe one or two of the people that were there when I saw some of the videos, but I'm wondering if there were any sewers that were invited or any designers that were invited, any influencers like that. Because I know I personally would have turned that down ages ago. I would never do anything with Shein. That makes no sense to me. Not only does fast fashion knock off designers, but it sort of makes a mockery of the work that a lot of designers put into their work. I know I would be so depressed if someone ripped off an illustration I did or a design I did or a garment I made. It would make me feel terrible. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Shein has crochet and knits, kind of like this one now, which I'm pretty sure simple wovens can be made by a machine, but most crochets cannot be made by a machine. So there's someone spending hours and hours and hours crocheting something together and getting paid nothing for it. That's borderline allegedly. It's really, really messed up. So what I wanted to do today is go through Shein's website and just look through it a little bit. I'm probably not going to screen record it. I might just make sure to save and bookmark the things that I'm looking at so that we can definitely talk about it later and have photos of it in the video. So without further ado, let's take a look at Shein. I'm on their front page, 90% off for 4th of July. How are you selling something for 90% off and profiting off of it? First of all, that's a huge red flag. And then up top, it says new users only, free shipping on all orders. So it kind of encourages newer people to go onto this website and buy something from it. And you get an extra 15% off. So imagine 90% off on the 4th of July sale and then an extra 15% off with the free shipping on all orders. Girl, you're getting this stuff for like dollars. This is insane. Okay, looking through, some of the stuff isn't bad. It looks good. But what I'm curious about is if you receive these garments, what is that quality? Like this color blocked dress for $12? What? How are you making a profit off of this? The runway ones are pretty cute. The It's Not That Deep, like pink bubble shirt, that's really cute. That's actually something that's been pretty trendy of a recent. There's a lot of balloon art. I've even seen it in the Grimace commercial. There's a lot of balloon font and art. And that's a whole thing that's happening right now. Is Romwe associated with Shein? Because if so, maybe we shouldn't be shopping at Romwe either. But essentially, all fast fashion brands like this, a repetitiveness to their clothing. There is an obvious like knocking off of it. And it just, none of it looks super appealing to me. Maybe we gotta go to the men's section and I gotta look at it a little bit more detail of things specifically for me. Okay, summer sale, let's look. Top ranking items. It's all basic, I guess. The only thing that I think is appealing from websites like this is if you're someone that's new and getting into fashion and you don't have a lot of money, you can kind of get almost an entire wardrobe from here and it be relatively trendy. But the only problem is you're gonna be trendy for a second, not a lifetime. And if you're someone that's getting into fashion, I implore you to not shop on these websites where you're guessing. I think you should go to thrift stores and find stuff secondhand, or go on secondhand websites. There's places like eBay that have some really great stuff online. There's a lot of websites that sort of expedite the process for you if you're looking for really, really fun, unique, stylish stuff. I think Shein specifically is not a good example of it, because I look at all of this and it feels like generic regurgitated stuff that you can find all over the internet. This knitted shirt, for example, I've seen twice on this page already. It's kind of like this one where it's like, I don't know, it's like vented so you can like still like see skin through it. It's like knitted crocheted. I've seen them all over the internet and they're actually very popular right now, specifically with summer happening. I'm seeing a lot of these printed board shorts that are popular right now, printed graphic tees, of course, but in my mind, I don't know why you would come to a website like this when you're not sure if that quality or fit is even gonna work for you. I personally don't buy shorts or fitted things online. If it's a t-shirt, I like a baggy tee personally. So if I find a graphic online that I really, really love from a brand I really love, I usually order it in like a common range between like 2-3 sizes that I know I'm gonna enjoy because it's gonna fit me relatively the way I like it. I always go for an oversized fit, so I always size up on t-shirts when I buy them online. But if I'm finding a more fitted shirt that you want it to really fit nice, you're gonna find a product that you just wanna get rid of at the end of the day, and it's really, really not good for you, your money, your closet. For example, say you found a bunch of stuff here that you like. 50 bucks, you get a lot of items, so many great stuff. But once you receive these packages, you're noticing that it's not what you thought it was. They either fit weird, don't fit at all, or the fabric is too itchy for you, or you're just not enjoying the materials and what it's made out of. You're gonna either throw it away, donate it, or attempt to sell it, because it's Shein, it does not have a resale value, I will tell you that. It's just gonna end up in another thrift store or in a landfill somewhere or thrown away. Or, you know, maybe you can cut it up and use it as rags. You know, that's reusing clothing in a way. That's an idea. Or if you know how to sew, you can maybe break it down to its raw materials and make something out of it. That's a pretty fun idea. Maybe that'd be a cool thing to do. This is just trendy regurgitated garments that you do not need. For example, there's this really cute, it's called Manfinity, and it's this cute like pink glittery baby tee. It's so cute. I would never buy it from here because I know that is not gonna fit me the way that is fitting that man. That's nowhere near what that garment is gonna look like. It's gonna come and it's gonna be an itchy sequin. It's gonna be poorly sewn. It's not going to be the right stretchy material. The collar's going to be all flimsy. Like this one, this collar is pretty flimsy. Like I already know I have to fix this collar and set it in with some steam later just to make sure it fits well. But that's the sort of struggles you get when you buy from fast fashion. So it's something I definitely think, do your research. Like, you know, be an actual investigative journalist and do some research. If you can't find information on a brand's factory or like where the people that are being paid, I would stick a little bit away from it. It's no different than you just going to Walmart and buying a damn t-shirt. It's no different. That's basically the same quality you're getting. So why not just buy something that you can physically feel and put on your body and have in front of you and judge it fairly, rather than just shooting a shot in the dark and becoming disappointed. So some brands that fall under fast fashion that I kind of like, but I still don't buy from them if I can help it. I like H&M, even though they do fall under the fast fashion brand. I own a fair bit of H&M, but when I buy something from them, I kind of wear it forever. And if I can help it, I enjoy buying secondhand. I don't buy from Forever 21 anymore. Zara doesn't really fit me well. As a plus size guy, I personally don't think Zara is made for bigger or full-bodied people, so I tend to stay away from it. ASOS, I love their website. They actually have a pretty great like user interface. I like the user experience, but I don't really purchase from them often. But like Uniqlo, for example, is considered fast fashion, and I think they do a really, really great job. They have some great materials, they have some pretty great prices, and I think that they consistently do things that I enjoy personally. But if I can help it, I do my best to not buy from fast fashion. I do my best to put my money back into my own community. If a brand is Latino owned or queer owned, I prioritize those when I'm shopping. Lockwood 51, for example, is a brand I've been buying from forever. I love their t-shirts and their socks. They have some really, really cool LGBTQ stuff. Belladonna has a lot of really fun stuff that I enjoy, like in their accessories department and some of their like stationery stuff that I've been interested in buying, and they're Mexican owned. FB County is another brand that I personally get really excited about, it being Mexican owned. So there's a lot of brands out there. I think it's a better practice to, when you're buying something, think about who it is you're supporting and what it is you're supporting. So I think at the end of it all, don't feel bad if you purchase clothing from them. Just understand what you're purchasing. Take a step back and focus on buying things that you're actually going to wear. Try to avoid the trends. And if there is a trend that you enjoy, figure out how to make that trend work for you, that it's gonna last a lifetime. That's something that I practice and I do. I think what Shein is doing of just creating and following these trends and everything, and they're not the only ones to do it, so it's not just about Shein, but I think what Shein is doing in this PR stunt, essentially trying to absolve them of all this criticism, is only going to make them look worse. We all know what's happening. All you are doing is just trying to pull the veil over our eyes. And we know that the wizard ain't real. This isn't the Wizard of Oz. At the end of the day, if there's anything to take off, shop smarter, know who you're shopping for and where it's coming from, and just educate yourself so you're able to pick up on the red flags when you're browsing the internet. With that, I'm gonna go. It's already been a long day, and I think this is gonna be the only video I film today. Take care, have fun, do your research. Don't feel bad if you purchase clothing from fast fashion brands. It's not your fault. This is a conversation that's been happening for years, and I think it's gonna continuously be a conversation within fashion if brands like this continue to have so much money and power and access. Buy clothing that is you and authentically you, that you're going to wear often and wear forever, because that's truly when you start developing a style and finding things that work or don't work for you. Take care, drink your water, have fun, stay safe. I was gonna say don't talk to guys online. And above all else, shop secondhand. That's like the one way you know that you ain't buying something that's contributing to this whole process. Bye!